let's move back to the console here, Will. We've got a premium radio system right here. It's actually pretty cool. On-off, you've got your presets, you've got a 6-disc CD changer. There's a lot going on here, but it's still relatively easy to manipulate. It's a radio, you know, it's not that difficult. This is the climate control system. Here's your air speed, your air temperature, air direction, air conditioning button, interior or outside fresh air, all controlled right there. We've got a rear window defogger button there when that needs to be deployed. We've got flashers and all that. It's all right there. It's very ergonomic. I can reach it very easily from where I sit, and it's nice. Once again, it's a very clean design. If we get down here, we can see a whole bunch of cool buttons. Well, this is the VSC button, or the vehicle skid control or stability programming button. I can turn that off if I need wheel spin. This is the rear differential lock. This is what actually turns the vehicle into a true four-wheel drive. An A-track is a form of actually allowing the vehicle to operate like a four-wheel drive in almost any situation. Here's where you turn on your power switch out back in the cargo department, and this is where you turn on your park sonar so that you can actually back up, and it's just a way of increasing visibility without actually making the windows bigger. This is your auxiliary input jack, where you can plug in your USB player, iPod, and or plug in a thumb drive or zip drive. Plug it right in there and play that recorded music right over the radio. Okay, well, we're going to turn on to the interstate here, and I always like to be going the same speed as traffic. So at the bottom of this hill, which is probably not even a quarter mile, we're going to be able to get this thing up without hardly even this thing breaking a sweat. By the time we get to merging into traffic, this thing is going to be doing 65, and I will have not had to really make the thing work very hard. We're 65 already, so we're going to merge into traffic here. It's kind of a cool, blustery day. I'm going to turn the air off here so that you can hear basically how quiet the vehicle is. Even though it's all squared off and it's kind of jagged and it's edgy, it still cuts through the wind very nicely. Not a lot of wind turbulence, not a lot of wind noise with this thing. And it still rides as smooth and as quiet as anything else that's on the road today. It doesn't even come anywhere close to what this thing can do. Let's enjoy this quiet for a minute. Okay, that's enough quiet. All right, I'm actually up here at the end of the ramp. I'm going to give you a real quick show of what this thing can do brake-wise. Generally, I'm doing about 40 miles an hour or so up here, and it's probably more similar to what would happen in city traffic. But from about 40 miles an hour, I'm going to stomp on the brakes and kind of give you an idea of exactly what this thing's capable of when it comes to braking. And here we go. Just like that, we're stopped. So I don't know how many feet that is. It's not many, but the thing is, it'll stop, and it'll stop good and under control. So how was that? That was pretty cool. And so one thing we haven't talked about in here a lot is some of the passive safety features that go with this thing. 7 different airbags. Of course, we have crumple zones in the front. We have side impact door beams in the side. We've got active headrests, which means that in a rear end collision, somebody hits you from behind. Whiplash, of course, is never good. So what happens is with the active headrest is there's a lever in the seat that pushes the rod up the back of the seat and forces the headrest to tilt forward a little bit, thus reducing the amount of whiplash you might experience should you have somebody hit you from behind. We've got, like I say, 7 different airbags, smart seat belts, lots of features designed to protect you when you get into an accident. Talk to you real quick about some of those airbags. The first thing is the front airbags for the front driver and passenger, or what they call smart or multi-stage. In a minor accident, one charge will go off. It has 2 charges. One charge will go off, and it'll give a deployment at a minimal level. In a minor accident, or I'm sorry, a mediocre accident, both charges will go off, but one right after the other. It's so that they're not both at the same time, causing an overinflation of the airbag. The third option on these is a pretty severe crash where both charges will go off simultaneously and give you maximum airbag deployment and protection at one time. The steering wheel also is collapsible, so if for any reason something comes in contact with the steering wheel will collapse and hopefully cause less damage. Both the front driver and passenger have seat-mounted airbags, so that whether I have the seat up farther, the seat back, or if I'm reclining a little bit, however the seat's pointed or positioned, I'm going to have an airbag that's going to come out and protect me properly. So it's mounted in the seat, and that makes it very, the optimum protection when that does deploy. Now the curtain airbags for all four rows, actually, all four outboard passengers, will come out of the ceiling. Obviously that's designed to protect you from objects coming into the vehicle, but it's also more so designed to protect the head. So if my head's banging off of this hard stuff here, obviously my chances of having a severe head trauma are increased. So anything I can do to protect the head is going to make the accident much more survivable. It also has a knee blocker airbag that comes down from underneath the steering wheel. It's going to it's going to protect the lower extremities of the driver, and it's also going to keep me positioned properly, to keep me from sliding under the steering wheel. It's going to keep me positioned properly so that all the other airbags and seat belts have a much better job of working properly. All of these are considered supplemental. Of course, supplemental meaning that when everything works perfectly, it works as one unit. I talked about smart seat belts. These have what they call pretensioners and force limiters. Pretensioners allow me to move around in the vehicle, get in the glove box, or reach up on the dash, or reach in the back. And the seat belt's always going to return to its starting position, which is taut against my chest. If I lean forward and the seat belt doesn't return, it's going to leave a gap. Now, if there's a front accident, I'm going to travel as far as that seat belt will let me. So, if I travel this far, obviously I come in contact with the airbag, or the airbag will come in contact with me, which is not good. So, it's always going to arrest me, basically, in the proper position. Now, the force limiter that I talked about, once that does engage, it'll relax just enough so it eases the impact. Because when you come in contact with this seatbelt in an emergency situation, that is like an impact. You are hitting that seatbelt. It's like somebody hitting you in the chest with a baseball bat. The force limiter reduces that impact, hopefully just enough to prevent further chest injury, because I think everybody knows somebody that's had a bruise of some kind because of the seatbelt deployment. So that's a quick look at the airbags and a lot of the other passive safety systems that we've got on this. One thing we need to talk about is some of the console stuff here, because it's really quite neat. We've got a couple cup holders. In fact, we have a bottle holder in the door, so you've got access to three, and there's a couple more here. Lots of different cup and bottle holders. This is your manual transfer case thingy-majiggy here. I know that's the technical term, but it's actually a shifter. Right now we're in 2 high. If we wanted to go into 4 high, we just pull it back. It's pretty much that simple. I've got an indicator here somewhere that should light up, but I don't see it. But in any case, we're going to go back, and if we want to get into low, we manipulate that somehow and get it back up here into this corner. All cool stuff. We can play with that when you guys come out and take a test drive in this thing. One thing I do want to show you is the window sticker. So what I want to do is we'll take it back inside where it's a little warmer, and we'll talk about that and show you why this thing's such a great value. All right, let's do that. All right. Like I said, I wish I could have given you a better test drive of its real capability, but I want to show you on this window sticker why I think this is one of the better values today for the type of vehicle that it is. Oh, actually, even if you're just looking for an SUV, this thing is quite amazing. All right, first thing I want to show you is the fuel economy. It is a 4-liter V6. City highway is 17, highway is 21. Now, that's just an average. Some have gotten up to 20 in town, and some have gotten up to 25 on the highway. So, from 10 to 32, this is about a 19 average, which is pretty good for most SUVs. This particular section right here is all standard equipment for this thing. We talked about the engine, we talked about the part-time 4-wheel drive system. We talked about a lot of the safety issues, the STAR safety system. We touched on the airbags on the test drive. We touched on the side curtain airbags, which are roll sensing, and why you should or shouldn't turn those off from time to time. Speaking of turning off, we'll turn off the phone. The exterior, we talked about that. We didn't really get into all the skid plates and, well, there's standard skid plates, engine, transfer case, and fuel, tow hooks, comfort and convenience. It's got the really nice radio system in it with 90-day XM radio trial on it. Gosh, we could go on and on, but let's look at the optional package here too. Convenience package with keyless entry, cruise control, running boards, the upgrade package, which includes the 17-inch alloy wheels, A-Track, which is an off-road capability, locking rear differential, which gives you a true four-wheel drive, leather trim steering wheel. It's got a wall-mounted informational display system in it, which is kind of cool for off-road. It's got what they call a inclinometer, which kind of shows you if you're forward or backwards or side to side. It's kind of cool. It also have a sonar assist, which is your backup sensors, and the roof rack. So at $34,000, I dare you to find something that is as capable as this vehicle, that can do what this vehicle does for less money. Well, I don't know, there probably is something out there for less money, but I wouldn't put it up against this thing to handle the off-road capability that this thing has. So what you need to do is you need to come out and experience this vehicle for yourself. Come out to Shottenkirk Toyota at 54th and Broadway. Ask for me. My name's Rick Mavis, and we'll go for a test drive, and you will not be disappointed. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.